Hey everybody, welcome in today's video. In today's video, we're going to go over the pre-market analysis. We're going to go over the currency pairs, how we anticipate that to play out the coming week, and what trades will or what currency pairs will be looking at them closely for potential trading opportunities. So if that sounds interesting, please do stick with us until the end. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share with a few friends that you believe the video will be of help to them, and turn on that bell notification so that you'll be notified whenever we release content. Cool. Now I'm going to start off with DXY, that's right in front of us. Obviously, we understand like long term, we are bullish biased because we want to see this pattern come to fruition with a couple of targets along the way, obviously. However, looking at the current structure, we are forced to believe that prices may be looking for a short-term selling trend, right? For a short-term bearish trend. As you can see, we had here prices pushing higher, creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and then prices created a lower low, closing below this low, and then creating a lower high from this low. So that means the structure is not broken because we have a lower low and we have a lower high. So that means the trend has changed. Now from this, I actually anticipate to see prices keep on pushing lower. Perhaps this will be the first targets. Obviously, I understand like prices have a high possibility of reaching these lows, but the momentum that they'll reach these lows will actually determine if prices will actually break this structure to keep on pushing low until they hit the structure to look for those potential bullish long-term trades, or if from here prices will actually bounce off. Now, looking at it from a 4-hour perspective will actually give you a bigger picture. This is the structure I'm talking about. I believe prices will actually or have a high possibility of actually pushing and tapping this zone here. But once they reach here, is the golden million, is the $1 million question. Like, will prices bounce off or will prices break below that? We're still uncertain. We can only anticipate, right? So once prices break below here, we'll be looking for prices to tap here before we look for major buys. But if prices reach here and start off or reach here and give us signs that the bears are losing momentum, then we'll be looking for potential buys from right here. However, I do anticipate to see prices, if you ask me, I think prices have a high possibility of pushing and coming all the way down here. That's my bias. Cool, so that's DXY. Let's look at JPYX. So just on the note, I don't really, anyways, I'll talk about that later. Let's look at JPYX. With JPYX, obviously prices are playing out accordingly to how we always anticipated. Right now, then this formation of an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and prices just broke above this trend line here, descending trend line, pushed higher, gave us a retest, and now they're looking as if they're pushing higher. So we should be anticipating to see a continuation. First targets on this structure here. So JPY next week, we obviously anticipate to see prices push higher, which will actually give us an inverse correlation to the most of the JPY pairs such as GBP, JPY, and CHF JPY. So we should be looking to sell on those pairs because JPYX will obviously be buying, right? And which makes more sense because JPY and DXY are inversely correlated. So if we see prices buying on this, we should be anticipating to see prices sell on DXY, right? So let's just see how prices will play out with that. So the pair that I'll be looking closely at, first off, as you can see, the way the US dollar pairs are formed, I don't really like their formation, their candlestick formations. As you can see, for instance, here, yes, I do anticipate to see a bearish move, but look at the candlesticks. Like, it shows the bulls still have that power, still have that momentum. Like, this bullish candlestick is the anchor candlestick. So it really, messes with the bias because I'm bearish biased, but the bulls have control. So, I'd be in the middle, like, who should I follow? That's why I don't really like the way the DXY is formed. Like, you see this is a solid bullish candlestick. The trend is bearish, the bias is bearish, but the anchor candlestick is still bullish. Like, what's up with that, Unlike JPYX, the anchor candlestick is bullish, the trend is bullish, the structure is bullish, bias is bullish, everything is green lights. So it's very easy for a person to take a trade on the Japanese yen, being more confident than on the US dollar. And for this reason, for the coming week, until the US dollar prices close below this structure, I'm not going to take any trade until prices close or invalidate this anchor candlestick. Because I want to take a trade where I'm stressed, you know. I don't want to take a trade and be looking over my shoulder at the screen every 2 seconds. I want to be sure of placed trade, cool. I'm stress-free. I can go to the gym. I can do whatever I want. Stress-free without thinking about the trade because I know I followed all my rules. That's the reason the DXY, I'm not really going to be considering it that much this coming week. And as you can see, even in its pairs, it's reflecting the same thing. Trend bearish, structure bearish, bias bearish, but the anchor bullish, momentum bullish, like what the hell, you know? So I'm not really going to be focusing on that. But unlike the other US dollar pairs, USD JPY is different because it obviously has the JPY ingredient in it. And I'm going to be looking for selling opportunities in this pair to swing with it all the way until down here. If we look at it from the 4-hour perspective, we can see that prices have already broken below this structure here. So we should be looking for some kind of an extension and retracement before we actually look for selling trades or selling opportunities from this currency pair right here. So USD JPY, that's what I'm anticipating this coming week. And yeah, once I get an opportunity, obviously, you know, I'll share with you guys in the free Telegram and the elite group. In the elite group, I'll obviously share with the exact points of entry and exit, but in the free Telegram, I'll just share the trade idea. So, you know, if you're not in it, the link is in the description. You want to join that. Okay, so let's look at another pair, US dollar, Euro USD. So this, obviously, I'm anticipating to see a bullish move, right? It's a US dollar pair, obviously, Euro USD. CHF JPY, obviously, anticipating to see a continuation in this bearish move. We can see the anchor candlestick is bearish, structure bearish because just took out these lows. Anticipating to see a continuation, probably until these being the first targets, but I'm not really going to be considering taking this trade because the trade is very much close to its target, so I'm not really going to be focusing on that. GU, GBP USD, obviously I'll be looking for buying opportunities, but again, just like the other US dollar pairs, I'm not really going to be focusing on this because the US dollar pair has not yet been invalidated. Like the anchor candlestick is still valid, so I'm not really going to be focusing on that. But obviously the trend is bullish, structure bullish. I'm looking for bullish opportunities, buying opportunities. Putting that Fibonacci extension targets obviously should be here, right? And it just falls perfectly aligning with this, so there shouldn't be a problem. Like the US dollar pair or this GBPUSD obviously has the greatest potential for prices to push until they reach somewhere up here. You know, GBPUSD looking clean. We got gold. Gold is pushing higher as crazy. Gold is pumping. So obviously I'll be anticipating to see a continuation this coming week. Like last week, solid bullish momentum, like whew, ended up on this resistance structure. So obviously currently won't be looking to take any trades because prices are on the market structure, and we want to see how prices will react on the market structure. Will they be rejected or will they break above and keep on pushing higher? The reaction will actually tell us how to participate in this move, right? Yeah. So we got Euro JPY. We can see, yes, last week prices closed with a solid bearish momentum. That's giving us the indication that prices have a higher possibility to keep on pushing lower. Switching to the daily, obviously we see a continuation after this break of this trend line. So we should be looking for trades first to hit this as the first targets, and then a continuation as these the second targets, and so on and so forth, because it's actually a long-term trade. So we might be looking to even swing with it all the way until somewhere down here. And that's a lot of pips. 125 from 140, that's over how many pips, man? Over 1,500 pips. So that's a lot of pips. That's a lot of pips. So excited for that trade. GU, same thing. Bearish momentum kicking in. So we should be looking to see a sell probably until somewhere here. Mind you, this is the weekly perspective. This is the weekly time frame. So we have to go to the lower time frames to look for entries. Don't take trades from the weekly perspective unless you're a position holder. But if you're a day trader, swing trader, or scalper, you have to go to the lower time frames to look for better entries on the lower time frames. So this is how I'll be anticipating or looking for trading opportunities on GJ, waiting for prices to break out of this structure, give me a sweet retest before I actually take my trade, swing with it all the way until somewhere down here. CAD JPY, we are already in this trade. We are already in this trade, floating at about 1.5R. So I'll be anticipating to see prices keep on pushing lower all the way until our targets to hit this 1:12. This is a beautiful trade. This is a beautiful trade. I'm excited for it next week. If it hits that, woof, I might be done for the month. I might be done for the month. Crazy. But anyways, CAD JPY, that's what I'm anticipating how I'm anticipating it to play out next week. So guys, that is how I'm anticipating the currency market to play out this coming week. Talked about the indices, major currencies, commodities such as gold and so on. So if you found this video to be of help to you, please do like, share, and subscribe, turn on the bell notification so that you'll be notified whenever I release content. But I'd really appreciate you. Till next time, guys. Peace and love.